with should be Pro Bowl corner Tre'Davious White on the one side. We know we're set there. But as far as the other cornerback positions go, are we so sure about them? Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and we want to talk about those cornerbacks, whether they be the slot corner, the number 2 corner. We had rotating cornerback slots this past season. There, we want to get a little more stability. So let's look at those free agents. Before we do, however, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you are new to this channel, you want to hit that subscribe button for continual Buffalo Bills content. Whether it be during the season, we do live play-by-play and reaction to every single Buffalo Bills game. We'll be live for the draft to keep you covered on what the Bills are doing day 1, day 2. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen from the draft? We keep you updated for free agency, trades. We keep you updated on all that kind of stuff and more. Remember when Zay Jones went crazy last season? We were here live. Remember McCoy got in trouble with his girlfriend, and we're not sure that's over yet. We're not sure, remember. We were here for you live, okay? So you want to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because we will go live. Not only do we do Buffalo Bills, we will keep you up to date on all Buffalo sports. You're talking Sabres, Buffalo Bulls men's and women's basketball, Buffalo Bulls football. And every once in a while, we'll throw in some Bisons or something like that as well. So Bills, Sabres, Bulls, Bisons, whatever you got it, whatever you want, we got here. Buffalo Sports, hit that subscribe button. So again, we're talking about that cornerback position, especially that slot corner. Really, we're looking for more stability in those positions. We know we got Taron Johnson last season, did pretty well for us when he was in. However, he could not stay healthy throughout the whole season. We had a couple other guys step up. We had Lewis step up. We had Bush step up. There were a couple guys who kept coming in and filling in those positions nicely. But is that good enough, or do we want a little bit more? We want a little bit more of that cornerback position. Again, we know who we got in that number 1, Tre'Davious White, who is going to be that number 2. So let's look at the cornerback position, and let's look at who we have available in the free agency market. It starts off with the familiar name, a very familiar name, Ronald Darby of the Philadelphia Eagles. We traded him, but 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Now, he is coming off an ACL injury, but do we want him back? Let me know in the comment section. Do you want Ronald Darby back? His price tag may be a little high. Maybe. For what we're looking for, it might be a little high. However, would it be worth it to have another pretty good top cornerback in this league? You know, I know a lot of people, including myself, were upset when we traded him away. We traded him away. However, we did get a draft pick out of it, and we got Jordan Matthews out of it. So, was it worth it? Who knows? But now he's back in free agency. Is that somewhere Buffalo wants to look to bring back Ronald Darby to Buffalo? We look down this list. You got Steven Nelson, cornerback of the Kansas City Chiefs, the best Chiefs outside cornerback they had last season. However, if you think about that Chiefs defense, that's not saying too much. That Chiefs defense, one of the worst in the league last season. But this is a young man at the age of 25. Played at a very high level last season. Their best corner. Is that someone we want to look at for agency? Will the Chiefs be looking to bring him back? That's something they have to figure out. You know, if you don't know this already, when free agency starts, teams have 2 days to have contract negotiations with players who were previously on the team before other teams step in. Officially. Now, we all know teams break those rules all the time, or at least we hear rumors of such things happening all the time, and it doesn't seem like the league does much about it. So as long as they go about it the right way, other teams do sneak word in there somehow and get a verbal agreement before the season starts. League year starts in March, and as soon as the league year starts, these free agents are up for grabs. So you want to be sure to join us on Believers Talk when that happens. We'll keep you updated with all the free agency news. Going down this list, the number 3 name from the Chicago Bears, Bryce Callahan, probably their best slot corner, and is that someone we want to look at? That slot corner is a position we struggled with this season, right? Now, do we want to give Taron Johnson another chance at slot corner? I mean, he was pretty good when he was in there, like I said, and we do know that other players stepped up when they needed to. But again, are we looking for stability there? Because this is one of the top slot corners in the league. We could definitely use him. He would definitely be an addition. So that is the third guy on this list. Fourth on this list, Pierre Desire from the Colts, 28 years old. We saw him when we played against him. He played pretty well. Former fourth-round pick from the Browns, signed with the Colts and a breakout 2018 campaign. I'm reading all this from WalterFootball.com. This is their free agent list. They rank them there. So if you want to, after we're done here, go on to WalterFootball.com and they'll have them all listed there. Trevor Williams is also available, cornerback from the Chargers, 25 years old. Kareem Jackson of the Houston Texans, also available, 31 years old. So he's a little bit older, but that's what we were looking for when we got Vontae Davis. Remember that? That worked out well, right? So maybe we go a little bit younger than Vontae Davis, but yet someone who has a little more experience, someone who can teach Travis White a little thing or two about how to be a veteran leader on the cornerback position. Because again, that defense is going to have someone step up. We lost our leader on defense. Who is it going to be? I think it has to be Travis White, but he has to learn how to do it before he can do it. So Jason McCourty, when they're done playing in the Super Bowl, Jason McCourty of the New England Patriots, he will be a free agent. I believe that's the guy the Patriots will look to keep, 32 years old, spent a lot of his time in New England, so maybe that's someone that they will look to keep. But we all know how New England does their stuff, you know? They always get rid of players a year, 1 or 2 years too early sometimes, but that's how they like to do it. And hey, it's obviously working for him, so who are we to say they're doing it wrong? Maurice Claiborne's on this list of the Jets, 29 years old. Maurice Claiborne's been around for a little bit. Really good cornerback. I like Maurice Claiborne a lot. That's someone I would want to take a look at. If I were the Buffalo Bills, if I were Brandon Beane, if I were Sean McDermott, I would look at Maurice Claiborne as a potential suitor for the Buffalo Bills. There was Sean Melvin, cornerback, Oakland. Not a huge fan of his, but you know, he does hit the free agent market. He will sign for a cheap contract, so maybe that's something we're looking at. We all know, again, what Sean McDermott and Leslie Frazier did with the cornerback position this season. He didn't have to be a top name to fill in nicely, and maybe that's something we'll look for, a rotating guy like that, come in and fill in when needed to. Hopefully next year we're not bugged by the injury bug on the cornerback position as we were this year, but maybe we will be. And that would be a good guy to have in to fill in that position. Darqueze Dennard, cornerback from the Bengals, 27 years old. He's done a good job for Cincinnati over the past few years. Missed a few games in 2018 with a shoulder injury, so he'd be coming off that shoulder injury, but he could sign for a cheap number. And again, we want to try to keep contracts manageable. We have a lot of money, but we have a lot of positions of need. You know, we looked at the offense a few episodes ago. You know, we talked about wide receiver, offensive line, tight end, running back. All positions in need for Buffalo, right? Last video, we talked about defensive tackles with the loss of Kyle Williams. So now we're talking about cornerbacks. How much are we willing to spend on this position? Are we willing to go draft? Or are we willing to stay where we're at? Or are we willing to look at the free agency market? Who knows? Leave a comment below. Let me know what we think. Do you think the Buffalo Bills should get a cornerback in free agency or the draft? Or are you saying, hey, you know, our corners didn't play that bad last season. We had the #1 pass defense, Joe. Obviously, we do not need help at the cornerback position. We can just rotate like we were with Ryan Lewis, Bush, and then Tavon Johnson, all doing a good job. There's more in there to them. I'm sure I'm forgetting, so you'll be sure to let me know who else filled in. Justin Coleman of the Seattle Seahawks, he is a free agent. He is a solid slot corner as well. Maybe we want to look at him as a slot corner. Brian Poole, he is a restricted free agent for the Falcons. What it means to be a restricted free agent, if you don't know, if you're restricted, that means that Atlanta has the first rights to you, right? So let's say I offer Brian Poole a 2-year contract for $10 million. Well, Atlanta could say I match that, and bam, they get Brian Poole back. Unrestricted free agent means he's fair game for anybody. So, you know, I offer him 2-year, $10 million. Atlanta could offer him 2-year, $15 million if he likes me better, which he wouldn't. That means that he could sign with me and not worry about his previous commitments to the Atlanta Falcons. Then you got Mike Hilton. He is also a restricted free agent from Pittsburgh. Also, the thing about these restricted free agents is next season they become unrestricted, right? So Atlanta and Pittsburgh, they might want to sign these guys for another season. However, come the following season, they then do become unrestricted free agents. Kayvon Webster, cornerback from the Texans, 20 years old. He's going to be available. E.J. Gaines, we all remember E.J. Gaines from 2 years ago. Did a pretty good job for that playoff Bills team. You know, someone that Steve and I both said we wouldn't mind having back last offseason. Unfortunately, did not come to fruition. But, you know, he's going to be a free agent again, so maybe that's someone we want to look at again. Ken Crawley of the Saints, he will also be available. And Jason Verrett, a cornerback from the Chargers, 20 years old. He will be available. Talented, but cannot stay healthy, is what they say about him. And he's playing 5 games of 48 possible games in 3 seasons. So is that someone you want to take a chance on at the age of 28? I'm not sure. And Brent Grimes of the Buccaneers, that's a name most of you should know, 36 years old. Great career. But yeah, he is playing on his last legs, as it says here. And you know, we tried that last season with Devontae Davis, and we saw what happened there, right? So we do not want that to happen again. Again, if you go down this list, there are a few other names you can look at: Troy Hill, Sham Shields, P.J. Williams, B.J. Webb, Darryl Roberts, Orlando Scandrick, who I'm always a fan of Orlando Scandrick. Didn't play well this season, but Tremaine Brock, Marcus Sharice, Cody Sessenbaugh, Eric Rowe, and the name goes on and on. I mean, these are all the free agents that are going to be available come this free agency. So again, if you want to look at walterfootball.com, that's where I get my list from. But those are some of the names at the cornerback position. Who do you like? Who do you like? Or again, tell me, do you say, hey, Joe, didn't the Bills have the number 1 pass defense last season? Why are we looking at the cornerback position when there's so many other needs that the Buffalo Bills need to look at? And you're right. There are a lot of needs, whether it be on the defensive side of the ball at the defensive tackle position, or if you go to the offensive side of the ball, it seems like the only thing that's set on offense is the most important position, which is good, the quarterback position. But yeah, that's the only one that's set. Could use help everywhere else to help out Josh Allen. So again, thank you for joining me. I believe it's talk again. My name is Joe. We go through these free agents, guys. Just about done with free agents. We'll go into the draft as well. We'll talk about how well of a season some of these players had in 2018 and look forward to what they're going to do in 2019 as well. So thank you for joining me. I believe it's talk again. My name is Joe. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We give you all this kind of content all the time. You know, I'm on here, gosh, almost daily. So just continue to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and then go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll be happy to reply to all comments below. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.